Hey guys, this is a trade breakdown video as always. I just want to give you a quick prologue. You should really watch this video to the end because I really explain well, I think, in the end, how to be the best loser in trading. And as Tom Hougaard nailed it, the best loser wins. So stick around, it's worth it. Hey guys, it's been a slow August, but we're gonna break down my two recent trades. Okay, so my second last trade was actually end of July. And this was a Euro USD long position, and we're gonna start on the 4-hour time frame as always. We have this nice liquidity sweep here. This demand serves as an inducement. We sweep it and we continue lower, heading for this demand here at the bottom. Okay, so you see that we had this little consolidation here, then a strong push up. So this is a demand. Let's give it the right color. And we were playing in this demand. So I was looking for longs after seeing some sort of reversal on the lower time frame here. So let's jump down to the 5 minutes. So here you can see my position tool, and we are approaching here my entry. So let's see what happened here on the 5 minute. We see that we have this little trap demand here just when the session opens. So this was an obvious trap that is not going to hold. This gets reswept. And ultimately, we lose momentum here a little bit. You see how it gets balanced and choppy and all. And then we have a first break of structure here, close break of structure above this here. A little bit choppy, that first leg, but you're going to see in a moment. We have a beautiful second leg here. And this also looked nice on the M15. So you see that we have, well, actually it didn't. Sorry about that. I remembered that a little different. It's a little while ago. So this only looked good on M5. 2 legs, order flow established. And we were just in this nice 4-hour time frame area. So I thought this is probably the low of the day. We have this session opening basically bearish right away. And we have these equals here and all. So for me, it would make a lot of sense for this to be a seller's trap and for this to continue higher. So I took the trade here. Valid because we have change of order flow. We have the big fair value gap here in the second leg. We do have 2 legs, you know, so this had pretty much everything I needed to see. So I waited here for another push higher, and then ultimately just market executed in this candle. And turns out that I was just wrong on this trade. Just mitigated the fair value gap here, did the little almost retest of this low, and just checked out completely. So I was just wrong. And that's okay. The day just continued completely bearish. So I was just wrong on the bias. But from my experience, when we are just following bearish order flow throughout all of Asia, throughout all of London, just following, at some point, these institutions, even if they keep having a bearish bias, they are putting some limits here and get themselves filled, you know, and that's when these longs happen. To get them better prices, basically, to continue selling, or we just find buyers here and flip the buyers and just go long market in general. So the theory was strong, the technical side was strong. I think this was an okay trade to take. I didn't lose anything on the funded accounts because at that moment in time I was waiting for my payout, and I only gave back the profits that I made in this trade. So here I made 0.7R. So I risked these 0.7R, those profits on the challenges, on the 400k of challenges. So at that point, I lost the profits from that trade. Challenges all back to break even. And let me just readjust and I'll show you the second trade in a moment. So now we are still on EU, 14th of August, and this is how the 4-hour looks. You know, we always start on the 4-hour, and we see we have this, again, a similar setup in terms of 4-hour. We have the trap high. If you see, for me, this is the price leg we are playing in, okay? From here to here. And this is typical price action that we have one strong push. And at the premium discount center line, you know, if you imagine this as a premium discount, here around the center line, shallow premium, we have a little trap demand that gets swept. And the real buy orders are not laying here. Institutions are not going to buy that high. They're going to wait for an inducement. They put their limit orders either down here in this demand or at least beyond this low, you know, to then get filled and take the market higher. So that was the analysis. That was an obvious liquidity sweep for me, in my opinion. And we filled this fair value gap here, closed it, and came a little bit deeper towards that demand here at the bottom. So for me, it was justified to look for low of day longs. And we also have to see that we have already, you see here, Asia, London, New York of the previous day. So you can easily see that we already swept the previous day's low. And so let's get a little bit more deeper into the low time frame here. We had 8:30 news candle. We swept the top already of the news liquidity here. You see how we take that out here. This becomes higher. And now the logical next target is this low here. Okay, so I was waiting for this low to get swept. So it's always a nice confluence to see the market play these games. Okay, you have news. We are super bullish. Bearish, and then the market comes higher. Everybody gets confused. Hey, okay, it was fake news move. I guess we're bullish now, and then the market comes lower and takes the news liquidity. That is just what I'm seeing all the time. That's what I have to wait for. If I want to see low of day longs, I have to see these news wicks get swept first. Okay, so this was actually happening here, and you see how the momentum is, right? It's like all balanced here. We have a strong impulse and we sweep it, and you see how we trickle down here, except maybe this one candle. But apart from that, you see how the sellers are finding resistance here and struggle, you know. And you see that big rejection here at the bottom. And then look how beautiful this looks. Beautiful close break of structure, multiple structure points are broken and closed above. Okay, then we have my first leg. Then we get second leg closing higher, another tiny fair value gap, and now we have a confirmed switch in order flow. And we also, that's what gave me a very good gut feeling about this trade. Not only did we re-sweep news liquidity, but we also see the choppiness, slow momentum down, and then that flip of momentum. That is what always gives me a good gut feeling, is when you see choppy down and then you see how the direction change comes with that momentum being turned up, you know. That's what how institutional orders coming in looks like, you know. So let's just jump one candle more. So this was 10:35. No, wait, I think I need a little more. 10:45. Yeah, 10:45. That's when I had my, oh no, it was one candle prior. Well, one candle prior, we see that we have now also an M15 close above plus fair value gap on the M15. So this literally checked all my M15 boxes, all my M5 boxes, you know. So just as a repetition, M15 close break of structure with a fair value gap, for me that's perfectly valid as a low time frame confirmation of my high time frame area, you know, of my reversal. And on M5 I need 2 legs ideally, also with close break of structure, and at least one leg has to be like strong momentum with fair value gaps. Now, as you can see, this is all checked here, all the boxes are checked here. And I thought for sure the market is gonna come here to take this as inducement and then probably continue higher to go for a London high. That's what was making sense on the high time frame, was making sense on the low time frame. And you have to see, I can't skip now because it shows the close of the 4 hour instead of how it looks in this moment of time. But in this moment of time, this 4 hour candle was just a huge rejection, man, like huge, man. So this was also, it looked so good on the 4 hour, man, like massive rejection out of the demand after closing that a 4 hour fair value gap. Everything was in line. So I was honestly, I had a great feeling about this trade, and I was just so calm. For me, it was a no-brainer to take that. And so I basically let myself get tagged and just watch how we, if I wouldn't have taken this by limit, I would have 100% market executed after this beautiful candle here. Absolutely beautiful little confirmation, deep mitigation, complete rejection, and close bullish. Okay. And you see how we kind of continue down bearish, but choppy. You see how indecisive that here is. And ultimately we come close to my stop loss, and you still see kind of the chop, right? And it doesn't look as decisive as this one, as this push out, right? But ultimately I was again wrong. I lost the trade, and I'm perfectly fine with that because this was a valid trade. This is a setup that wins a lot. Has a high win rate, and you have to remind yourself that every trade can lose, and that's just so normal, man. I lost 2 in a row now. So what? I have like 20 wins out of 27 trades, man. Like, it's all good. Like, I was overdue for some distribution, you know. I had a lot of crazy win streaks recently, and it's just okay to be wrong, you know. It's just so okay to be wrong. Was perfectly to plan. Everybody that took that, I salute you, because this trade just makes you money long term. If you trade the setup 10 times or 20 times, it's always gonna turn a profit for you. So single outcome is obviously not too important. I'm happy that I took this. And yeah, so, and as you can see, when we skip forward here, we can see that this was just a very unusual, rare late trap, where it literally makes a low of the day at like after 12 p.m., which is like so rare, and actually closes super bearish. Where is the close? Closes here, so super bearish close on the daily candle as well. And ultimately the bias was correct. Now in live markets, we are almost at the TP. So it's cool that this demand ultimately did play out. Can zoom out now, so this is live price now. So you can see here, you can barely see, but this is the take profit here, and we are almost at it. So the bias was correct. The low time frame is a great confirmation for us to detect that next swing point or swing reversal happening, you know, but it cannot always work, you know. So this time, very unusual, very rare thing to happen is that the market does a final trap so late in the day and then reverses. It is what it is. This can happen, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because I know that this pattern, of course it can happen, anything can happen in the markets, but this is just rare price action. It's just not happening like that often, you know. So that's what, and that's just the beauty of trading one system and one strat and just one setup over and over again since years, because you just know what you're seeing, and you can be so confident about everything because you kind of know what's going on. Even if you're wrong, you know why, or you know that it's not a big deal because it's rather rare, you know, because I've seen thousands and thousands of sessions, man. Like, we can do the quick maths. I'm watching the live markets on a daily basis. I've been watching it from last year, January, to end of June. So that's like 150 business days. No, that's less, like 120 business days, I'm gonna say. How many is that actually? Let's just say 150. Across 4 pairs, so that's 600 New York sessions I've seen. 600 New York sessions. And then I started day trading again this February until now. That's another half year. So this times 2. So basically I've watched more or less 1,200 sessions live, New York sessions. So I've seen so much price action. It's just so natural for me to gauge what is more probable and what not. Obviously, everything can go wrong, but I know my trades, they have always a very fair chance of winning also. So that's just something that calms me down, you know, it gives me confidence. And you have to also say, I have backtested, man, 2022, 2023, 2024 entirely. So that already, man, that is like, I don't know, like, let's say 280 business days times 3 times 4 pairs. That's another 3,000 sessions. So I think overall, if you throw it all together, I probably have seen 5,000 New York sessions. Always doing the exact same thing, man. Not trying out different things, just doing this, man. Like this one setup. Imagine the expertise that I'm having now, and I don't mean that arrogantly, just by sheer experience and everything. And that's what gives you the calmness and the experience and just that stoic attitude where you're just knowing what you're doing and you're just following a plan that you know, if you have seen over years, that it's working long term, you know. With that, I want to just send you off with a positive message, you know. For me, it's perfectly fine to lose some trades and can easily lose 2 more or whatever, you know, and that's okay. That's why I have my risk management, and everything is following the data of my strategy, and that's why I'm in a good headspace, even though after taking 2 losses. It's my first trade that I lost now on $400,000 of funding. I lost 1.25%, and another 400 K challenges, I lost 2% on that trade, and I was totally fine with it, man. And that's just the growth that I experienced over the last years, and that's just, I'm so grateful for that, man, because having that calmness, even though it's like so much money on the line technically, it's just priceless, man. And this is where you need to get to. This is gonna take your trading to the next level because yeah, it just lets you be the guy that's or girl that you need to be. Just a stoic trader, knowing what they're doing, executing their plan, not falling for human emotions, because the emotions of course are there, but they're all under control because you know what you're doing. With that, I send you off. I hope I catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya.